The sun could be gone right now, completely erased this exact second, and you would have no idea, not for 8 more minutes. You'd sit there, breathe, scroll your phone, go on living, lit by light from a star that no longer exists anywhere in the universe, because light isn't instant. It has to cross 93 million miles of empty space to reach your eyes, and that trip takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds, which means the last sunrise you'll ever see would be a lie, a goodbye. Nobody knows they're watching. So, let's actually do it. Right now, this second, the sun switches off. Not a slow fade, not a warning, not a countdown. Just gone. What happens to you in the next 60 seconds, the next hour, the next week? Here's the part that should scare you. Nothing happens first. Nothing at all. The sky looks completely normal. Clouds drift the way they always do. Birds fly. If it's daytime where you are, the sun still hangs there, warm and yellow, exactly where it's always been. You'd have no way to know anything was wrong. That's the strangest part of this entire scenario. The end of the world, at first, would look exactly like an ordinary afternoon. But something else disappears at the exact same moment the sun does, and this one you can't even see. Gravity. Here's what most people get wrong. They picture Earth instantly flying off into space the moment the sun vanishes, snapping away like a ball let off a string. But gravity, like light, isn't instant either. Changes in a gravitational field also travel at the speed of light, no faster. So Earth keeps orbiting an empty point in space for those same 8 minutes, curving around a star that technically isn't there anymore. For 8 full minutes, you are orbiting a ghost. Then at minute 8, everything breaks at once. The sky goes black. Not dim, not dusky, black. No sunset, no warning glow, just the sudden absence of the only light source keeping half the planet visible. In that same instant, gravity's pull disappears too. Earth stops curving. It shoots off in a straight line, tangent to the orbit it was just following, at just over 67,000 miles per hour. You wouldn't feel this happen. You're already moving that fast every day of your life. Earth simply stops turning in its familiar circle and starts flying, silently, into the dark. Forever. What do you think kills people first? The cold or the panic? Not the cold, not immediately. Earth holds heat incredibly well. The oceans, the atmosphere, the ground itself, they're a thermal battery built up over 4.5 billion years of sunlight. So the first few days wouldn't feel like the instant end of the world. They'd feel like a long, cloudless night that refuses to end. Day 1, temperatures drop a few degrees. Cold, unsettling, but survivable. Day 3 is where things turn. Global temperatures fall below freezing everywhere, including regions that have never recorded frost in human history. Rain stops entirely, replaced by snow. Within a week, you're looking at negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit across most of the planet. Within a month, negative 100. This isn't a bad winter. This is a planet permanently losing its only source of warmth, with nothing coming to replace it. If you had 1 month of warning, where would you actually go? Not the equator, not for long. The real answer is underground. Geothermal heat, the warmth constantly radiating up from Earth's molten core, becomes the only reliable heat source left. Entire populations would need to retreat into mines, caves, engineered shelters, chasing warmth from below instead of above for the first time in human history. On the surface, carbon dioxide would eventually freeze directly out of the air, falling as literal dry ice snow, drifting down onto an ocean already turning to ice from the top down. The oceans matter more than you'd think. Water holds heat far longer than air or rock. The surface would freeze solid within months, but beneath that ice, liquid water could persist for years, especially near geothermal vents on the ocean floor. Many scientists believe those exact vents, the same kind that may have hosted the first life on Earth billions of years ago, could keep pockets of microbial life alive for an extraordinarily long time, entirely independent of the sun. Life that never needed a star in the first place might end up being the last life standing. But you need considerably more than that. You need food, and food needs light. Photosynthesis stops within days, not weeks. No sunlight means plants can't produce energy, so the base of nearly every food chain on the planet collapses almost immediately. Crops die first, everywhere, at once. Herbivores follow, then everything that eats them. It isn't a slow famine spreading over a season. It's a cascading blackout moving up the chain of life, and it reaches humans faster than most people assume. Global food systems, already stretched thin feeding billions today, would fail within weeks. So what actually survives, and for how long? Humans could survive far longer than plants or most animals if we adapted quickly and ruthlessly enough. Nuclear power doesn't need sunlight. Geothermal energy doesn't need sunlight. Underground farming using artificial grow lights powered by nuclear reactors could theoretically keep small, isolated populations alive indefinitely, even without a single working star in the sky. This isn't science fiction. The technology already exists. The real question was never whether we could survive without the sun. It's whether we could scale that survival fast enough to outrun starvation and cold before they outrun us. And meanwhile, completely indifferent to all of this, Earth just keeps flying. No longer a planet locked in orbit, just a frozen rock drifting silently through interstellar space, dragging its moon along for the ride, tumbling away from where the solar system used to be. Within a few thousand years, it would be farther from home than any human being has ever traveled, closer to the next distant star system than to the empty coordinates where the sun used to burn. Here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you, more than the cold, more than the darkness. This was never really just a thought experiment about the sun. It's a thought experiment about how much of what feels permanent, unshakable, guaranteed in your life is actually just one single point of failure away from total collapse. One star, one event, and the entire foundation of life on Earth gone, not in some distant future you can ignore, but within weeks. Now here's where it gets even stranger, because this connects to a much bigger truth about the universe itself. Stars die. All of them, eventually, without exception. Ours has roughly 5 billion years left, so this isn't a warning about tomorrow. But it is a reminder that everything you've ever known, every sunrise, every warm afternoon, every ounce of light that makes life on Earth possible at all, depends entirely on one giant ball of plasma, 93 million miles away, continuing to do exactly what it's already doing, uninterrupted, for billions more years without asking your permission. You don't think about the sun most days. Why would you? You wake up and it's there. You go to sleep and you already know it'll be back tomorrow. It's the single most reliable thing in your entire existence, so reliable it's become invisible to you, background noise you've stopped noticing. So the next time you feel that sunlight land on your face, remember this. You're not just feeling warmth, you're feeling the end of an 8-minute journey light just took across empty space to reach you. Quiet proof that for now, at least for today, the sun is still exactly where it's supposed to be.